An expedition to the Amazon goes awry. Separated from your partner, you must survive alone in the jungle using your wits and limited survival skills. Green Hell initially launched on Steam Early Access and the Nintendo Switch, and 3 years later it has arrived on Xbox and PlayStation. But is Green Hell a survivalist's dream or open world nightmare?
Hello? Can anyone hear me? I had an accident. I don't know what happened.
If you're a fan of open world survival games, you know exactly what you're getting into with Green Hell. You start with almost nothing, no tools, little food and water, forcing you to use your common sense and creativity to not only survive, but thrive under the harsh conditions.
God damn it.
You have a lot working against you. Wet, rainy, humid weather, venomous snakes, scorpions, leeches, fever, infection, and of course, predators. Not that predator. Fortunately, the jungle is filled with resources. The issue isn't finding them, it's knowing what to do with them. Green Hell by no means holds your hand. Figuring out what's poisonous, what heals, and how to build useful tools takes time. I died over and over again in the first few hours until I figured out how to get clean drinking water. Fair warning, the game can be extremely punishing, especially in the opening hours. And although you do have two-way communication with your partner, she's really only there to advance the story rather than offer meaningful help.
Jake? Oh my god, I'm freaking out here. Why did you go silent?
But when you finally start to figure things out, the payoff is worth it. The more items you discover, the more options open up. Even though blueprints are slowly revealed over time, many take a lot of resources to craft, and you can't carry very much. So building a simple shelter could take 10-15 minutes, with numerous trips carrying branches or leaves. Plus, you have to make sure you don't overwhelm yourself, or you'll pass out, waking up on the jungle floor with some sort of parasite burrowing beneath your skin. And then you'll have to figure out how to get rid of it, which takes time. And if you don't, you'll develop a fever and start to hallucinate. And this is what makes Green Hell interesting. Mental health plays a key role in your journey. Fighting off insanity is just as important as finding a source of clean drinking water. The jungle is gorgeous. The map is large, amplified by the fact that it must be explored on foot, and it's full of unexpected surprises. Like when you stumble upon or the okay, well, don't worry, I'm not going to give anything away, but the random discoveries makes you want to explore every corner of the map. Here's some advice. Don't go online and read too much about Green Hell, as you will spoil some of the hidden locations. I fell for Green Hell hook, line, and sinker. I was super invested in the crafting. I wanted to explore every square inch of the jungle to find some of those hidden locations. So much, in fact, that the main story actually took a back seat. I was hyper-focused on building the perfect camp. And then about 30 hours into the game, I thought maybe I should revisit the main story and see where it takes me. And that's when all hell broke loose. I caught a fever, I died, and then I went to load one of my save points, only to realize, Houston, we've got a problem. The game had stopped saving. The thumbnails for my save files updated when I went to save a game, but the files themselves didn't. So if I died, I was reverted back to an old save file from 4 hours earlier. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the game to save my progress anymore. A bummer when I just invested nearly 30 hours into it. I guess that comes to the territory of playing a game before its official release. Now, besides the glaring save bug I encountered, there are a few other things worth noting. The crafting system has a steep learning curve. The crafting controls are not intuitive at all. Even trying to find a worm burrowing under your skin, pick it out, wrap it with a bandage is time-consuming and tedious. You have to open, close, and reopen menus to complete the task. It's a learning curve, and it gets easier over time, but it's still annoying. You also can't seem to craft multiples of any item at a given time. So arrows, for example, had to be painfully crafted one by one. The camera can also be fussy. For some reason, you can't look straight down, and that can make it difficult to gauge distances for picking up or harvesting resources under your feet, or trying to stab a scorpion or spider that wants nothing more than to put an end to your jungle adventure. Green Hell is a bit of a misleading game. It's modestly priced, and I think some gamers are going to look at that and say, well, this is a short budget title. And that's clearly not the case here. You can put dozens of hours and not even touch the main story mode, just in survival mode. And then you can play multiplayer with friends, and I didn't even jump into that because I was so focused on the single player story mode. Yeah, I did hit a pretty major bug about 30 hours in where I couldn't progress any further in the game, but that's not going to prevent me from jumping back in. Bottom line, You can use a few tweaks here and there, but Green Hell is heaven for any open world survival game enthusiast. Here's the breakdown.